Good morning, everybody.
Hello, it's Mary Ann and Jerry. Where are we?
We are at the Chesapeake Bay Coffee Company.
Yep, coming to you with our coffee shop talks. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong side of the camera. All right. We have the camera right this time, I think.
Yes.
This morning, in honor of Friday the 13th. Yes. We were going to ask Jason to come and wear the mask, but he's working at Matco.
Yes.
Yeah. Jason's Jerry's husband. Anyway, in honor of Friday the 13th, we started to discuss superstitions. And I don't know how many of you had superstitions growing up inside your home. I personally don't find that in this area, when I moved down to Delaware, that I saw as many houses or homes that practiced or joked around about superstitions. But where I grew up outside of New York, it was very, very, very common. And especially with our grandparents. And with our grandparents, it was no joke. I mean, when they said something, my grandmother would not write with a red pen. I mean, if the salesperson handed her a red pen to sign with her credit card, she would hand it right back to them. She would not write with a red pen. I don't even know why, but she would just look at me and say, "That's bad luck." But now my parents talked about it more as a joke. In our house, if you spilled salt, my mother would say, "Oh, throw it over your left shoulder," and but it was like a joke. But for
never knew why.
Yeah, nobody ever explained what about these superstitions. But with my grandparents, with the Irish Catholics, with the Italians that lived in our neighborhood, the Polish women that lived in our neighborhood, there goes, they're making a coffee. It was no joke. They were very serious when they told you superstition, and if you went against it, they were very concerned. How about you? Did you have superstitions in your house?
We didn't have a lot of superstitions, and if you are just joining us, if you have a superstition that you had either growing up or you have now, please put it in the comments and let us know what your superstitions might be. The only thing that I had growing up is that my grandmother had an opal ring, and opals apparently are a superstitious stone, and I never knew why. The ring was my great-grandmother, who was born in October, and October is the opal birthstone.
That makes sense.
So my grandmother was then born in October, and the ring was passed to her. So the opal ring was to be passed to the next girl born in October. Well, my grandmother had 3 girls. Those 3 girls had 9 grandchildren. Those 9 grandchildren had 24. And if I missed one of you, I'm very sorry.
It's growing. Think it's 24. It's always growing.
Might be 25 great-grandchildren. And there is now 1 great-great-grandchild from my grandmother. So great-great-great-great-grandchild from my great-grandmother. None who are born in October. No girls, no boys born in October. Now there was a boy a little while ago a long time ago, sorry. It was close. He might have been born in October, but he ended up being born in September. But there was a whole family discussion on the fact that this opal ring was to go to a girl.
So then he was excluded.
So any boy born in October, just because what is the boy going to do with the ring? And,
you never know. But still, no, that makes sense. If it was your grandmother's wish that it went to the girl that was born in October.
So this ring is being kept by my aunt, and she has it in safekeeping. I will put a picture of this ring in the comments when we are finished. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But opals had a kind of a superstition to them just because of the eerie look of them.
I can understand that opalescent look is very mystical looking.
It's very mystical, so it was related a lot to witchcraft again, and they thought maybe it looked like the eyes of some of the animals that are more associated with evil, like cats.
Like maybe a black
cats
cat?
Or snakes or something like that. So the opal is still hanging out there waiting.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. See, that's like a superstition of your own family. It's, just kind of personalized to your family. Yeah. Everything in our house seemed to be more the traditional, don't walk under a ladder. But I thought it was safety. Now,
well, it is safety.
There's a lot of them were just safety. My father was a roofer and aluminum siding man. I thought you walked under a ladder, you might knock him off of that ladder or knock him off of that scaffold. So I thought it was safety. But I guess when they look back and try to figure out where you got these superstitions from, apparently it really had to do with, started out in the ancient Egypt with the pyramids were a sacred structure. A triangle was like a, what do they call it? In Christianity, it's the same thing.
It's the Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity, that's the word that I'm thinking of. Something about the gods and with threes and with triangles and with the Trinity. And so if anybody walked under a ladder, which is a triangle, it was considered desecrating the gods. So, there's a two sides to a lot of them. Opening an umbrella, I guess in Victorian time, when they started a spring-loaded way to open an umbrella.
She's holding the umbrella.
I'm holding the umbrella in my hands. Yeah, the spring-loaded. If you were in a crowded room in the Victorian era and you opened an umbrella, it would hurt somebody. It might be more of a safety issue. Put the cat on her. Oh, so the cat. What?
Cats.
They used to be good luck.
Yeah, in some eras they were good luck. Egyptian eras that cats were revered as gods and things, but cats also have that kind of witches were able to turn into cats, and so if one passed your way, it might not be it might be a bad thing.
Yeah, it would be bad luck. It was as if the devil was inside the cat, and that was the witch's companion. That all started in the 1600s around, I guess, the Puritan.
I think a lot of these things started way back in that time. Like with mirrors, if you break a mirror, it's bad luck. Well, why is that bad luck?
Yeah.
Apparently, mirrors show your reflection, but also they used to think that mirrors would capture part of your soul. So if you broke that mirror, then you were breaking part of that soul that you would never get back. So again, superstitions,
that's creepy.
some of them
really
are creepy. But if some superstitions are a little bit more easy to maybe go along with, some are really kind of far-fetched, and it just depends on what time frame you lived in.
Yeah, exactly. And they're just kind of fun. I just like saying them or laughing about them. Of course, I'm never serious about any of them. 13 is actually my lucky number. So, and in numerology, there is nothing bad about the number 13.
No.
But there's a couple different things, in history about 13.
I was married on the 13th. Now, it wasn't Friday. It was a Saturday, but it was
she was married to Jason. Now think about it.
On the 13th.
Yeah, so that makes me think. But, so 13 is my lucky number, so I never even worry about that. And 7, but that I don't know anything about 7. But anyway, if you have anything that you pay attention to in your house or joke around about with superstitions, write it in the comments, because I like I said, different cultures, different religions, different areas of the country, different nations or whatever, nationalities, I guess you'd say. They all have different ones, but then in a way, it seems like here, a lot of them have come together. So if you have ones that we haven't mentioned, please do.
And I hope you guys have a great Friday the 13th.
Yep. Let us know you're watching, if it's live or the, what are they called? The recording. All right. Have a great day from the Coffee Shop Chicks.
Bye.
Bye.